I'm not super big on pop music, but I love Bruno Mars, and his new song, I Just Might, is super fun. It is musically interesting while also being fairly straightforward to play. The biggest trick is the rhythm, which we will explore towards the end of the video. But let's jump in. I'll show you the chords really quick. We'll play through some stuff. I'll show you some of the main touchstone points to make it sound like the song. And then we'll talk about the strumming. So this song is in the key of F. We're gonna lean a lot on the F major chord and the G minor chord, and then an A minor chord, which you could play normally, or in the context of the song, a lot of times we're gonna wanna be using it in a chromatic walk with the G minor. So you can play it 2 frets up from the G minor. So this would end up being 0, 4, 5, 3. So the band plays 4 on the floor on F on the way in, and then it's gonna be 1 bar on F, 1 bar on G minor, all the way up until the chorus, okay? So let's try that. I'm gonna hack my way through trying to sing it a little bit, just so you know where we're at and what we're working on here, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, 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 G minor, 2, 3, 4, F. Do, 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 G minor, 2, 3, and here's the verse. You stepped inside with a vibe I ain't never seen. Yes, you did. Back to F. So if you talk like you walk, come and talk to me. It would break my heart, break my heart, break my heart if I found out you can't move. You better show me now, show me now, show me now. Cause when I take you to the floor, you gotta get down. Oh, you know what to do, Mr. DJ. And then we go into the chorus. So for that, we have what I call punches. A lot of musicians, like in my band, we say, yeah, we're gonna play punches. It's when the whole band goes bop, bop, bop on a specific rhythmic pattern. And in this case, the drums hit, the bass hits, the guitars hit, and they're all playing G minor, and then up 1 fret, chromatically moving to the A minor. But in this case, it's more of like an A minor 7 because you have the open G string going on here. So open for 5, 3, right? This is gonna be our progression for most of the chorus. Is you have G minor, up 1 fret, this is like G sharp minor, and then A minor. Okay, but the punch has a little bit of a rhythmic sway to it. You're gonna have to listen to it, but it's gonna be, and then it goes downwards. Da 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 da. Cause if she dances good as she looks right now, the oh-oh-ohs are gonna be our chromatic walk down. Oh, I just might make her my baby. I just might make her my baby, yeah. And then for the very last bit of the chorus, it goes to a C. So from Mr. DJ, Mr. DJ, oh, play a song for this pretty little lady. Oh, see if she dances good as she look right now. Oh, I just might make her my baby. I just might make her my baby, yeah. And then it moves to the C. And then it goes back to the intro chords, just 1 bar on F, 1 bar on G minor. Do, 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 do. And for that bit, there is a little decoration that the guitars do, which is sort of fun to try and fit in there if you can. But basically what's happening is you play your F, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then G minor, 2, 3, da-da-da. And you're playing on the 10th fret with a bar on the bottom 3 strings. You can leave the top string open and it's down, up, down. So 1, 2, 3, da-da-da. And then after that, it goes to the bridge, whoa, 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 whoa. And for the whoa, whoas, you're gonna go to an A minor. You could play the A minor 7 if you wanna, you could chromatically walk it, but since the vibe changes, for this one, I'd probably just play a normal A minor. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is the part where you break it all the way down, 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 down. This is the part where I turn you all around, round, 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 round. Put some spirit in it, put your heart in it, that's all I need. And if I like what I see, you're coming home with me. It goes to the C again, just like the end of the chorus, to kind of lift things up. And then from here, on the C, you're gonna punch into, hey, Mr. DJ, one more time. So that's the basic structure of the song. Now let's talk about the strumming, because the rhythm in this song is intricate, it is interesting, and it's mostly the rhythms that make Bruno's music so interesting and appealing and catchy, I think. Like it's really the rhythmic stuff and the interest that he adds there that brings it all to life. So, quick crash course on how I like to teach strumming. If you want to find out more about this, I have a set of lessons called Groove Ukulele to get you going from robotic, clunky strumming to really feeling like you know how to interface with the music. So the basics of it is that when you're strumming, the number one mistake people make is they try and strum their pattern, like a strum pattern that they are given. They try and strum that strum pattern by thinking about the directions. And because you're thinking about the directions, you're never thinking about where the strums are supposed to go. Rhythm is about where things go in time in music. If you're just strumming the directions, it doesn't matter at all if you can't put them in the right place. So in order to do this, what you want to do is always keep your hand moving with where the strums should fit in the music. All right? If you move your hand and lock it to the music in a way that fits the groove, anywhere you strum is going to sound musical because you're going to be on time, on rhythm. Okay? So in the case of this song, because there's so many interesting syncopated rhythms happening within the song, it's going to be easiest to capture what's going on by having lots of places to put things. And to have lots of places to put things, you need to play a faster pattern with your hand. So we're actually going to double time. A lot of strums that you play are eighth note rhythms. For this song, it helps to break twice that into 16th note rhythms. All right? So basically, if your downbeat is here, if that's your count, 1, 2, 3, 4, your strumming is going to be 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, right? That's the cadence your strum is going to take against the song. That gives you the locations you need in order to make the strum sound interesting and syncopated, all right? And this, right off the bat, is an advanced strum. So if you're not super comfortable with strumming yet, that's fine. Just play 4 on the floor, and you can convey the song, you can sing the song, and you can lean on the harmony and some of those fun doo-doo-doo. Use those as your leverage to make the music recognizable and interesting instead of trying to bite off a strum that's way more difficult than you're used to. But if you are more comfortable with strumming and you can get your hand going on that 16th note pace, you start here. Sit in front of the TV for an hour and play that until you just kind of do it automatically. That is going to be the basis for what we're doing here. And what I like to do in order to keep strums on track is to keep my hand moving at all times at that cadence. So if you hit the strings on accident, you can hit the strings or you can ghost strum. And your hand moves at the same pace no matter what's happening. So if you jump in a funny spot or you miss the strings in a funny spot, it's not actually a funny spot because it's matched with the music. It's going to fit. Okay? If I'm playing a strum in this style and my hand is moving along, I just naturally hit the strings when it kind of feels good. So if I was to play this along with the song, I'm kind of freestyling something that works, but it works because my hand is moving with the time of the music and anything that I play is musical. If I had to lock it down though and give you a specific something to work towards, I would give you this, and I'll throw it up on screen so you can see it. But the only way to really get this is to slow it way down, slower than you think it should, unless you just happen to, you get your 16th notes going and you just kind of happen to do the strum or you do something that you like the sound of, that's great too. Patterns are only there to give you inspiration, but if you get your hand going and you do something better, it's the hand motion that's more important than the pattern. Getting the rhythm locked with your hand to the music. So if I was to play this really slow, and the way I have it written down here is instead of 16th notes, I have 2 bars of 8th note counts. Just conceptually, this isn't actually how the music is moving, but conceptually it's a little easier to see as you're trying to figure out how in the world this strum moves. If we're counting, instead of 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You have 2 bars of the 8ths in there. So you have really slowly, it's gonna be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's even a little faster than maybe you should go. If you can get it at that pace, great. If not, you gotta go slower. Go as slow as you need to go, and then you can slowly speed it up. The thing that's kind of funky about playing a strum this slow is that you don't recognize it at this speed. It takes a while until you get to a point where it's like, oh yeah, that sounds like it might fit with the song. And playing it at a slow tempo, especially for a pretty up-tempo song like this, it's gonna be a long ways from that. But that's the way to get it. If you really want to play a specific strum, you have to play a specific strum perfectly at a slow tempo before you can do it fast. Unless you just happen to stumble across it, but that's not typically how practice works. You don't often just get lucky. It's the repetition that really builds and allows you to do that. So a little bit faster, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right? You just tick a little bit up every time, a little bit faster. And then you're gonna get to a point where you kind of have something like a normal strum. But I'm only pulling that off because my hand is moving in time with the music pretty much the whole time. It might not be an obvious strum when I'm not playing, but it's a little bit of a bob that keeps it in my body and it doesn't become just like a down, 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 up, up, down, down, up, down, up. Like that doesn't work. That is not what we're going for. That doesn't contribute anything to the song. It has to be related to an overarching rhythm pattern where all the instruments fall somewhere on there. So I recommend trying to do that when you strum. Keep your hand moving as much as possible and don't feel like you have to play a certain strum if it's not working for you. Strums are like tabs. Like if it's explicitly written out, it might not be the way that you play the instrument and that's fine. But if you keep your hand moving with the music, there's something in there that will work musically kind of intuitively or automatically. So if you want to learn more about that, you can check out Groove Ukulele. It's a extensive set of video lessons and written content to help you become a more confident strummer and to work on that system of steady hand movements and intuitively practicing so that you can put strums wherever you're feeling it in the music and you don't have to have a set strumming pattern. You just kind of freewheel it. You just kind of do it. But thanks for coming along for the ride. That's I Just Might by Bruno Mars. I think it's gonna blow up and you're gonna have a hard time getting away from it in the next couple of weeks because it is a catchy song. I'll see you next time. My name is Bordessa, once again from liveukulele.com. Aloha.